Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, an Aztec and now Mexican ritual to celebrate the life of those who have passed away. Welcome to the third episode in Flipping the Classroom. Today we will be talking about the Mexican holiday, the Day of the Dead. You have read a little bit about the culture and history of Mexico. Today we're going to talk about one specific holiday that is still celebrated in Mexico every single year. It's called the Day of the Dead. More than 500 years ago, a man named Hernán Cortés and the Spanish from Spain came to Mexico to conquer the Aztec Empire. The Aztec Empire is this part in Mexico right here, one of the greatest Indian empires in the world. And in 1519, Hernán Cortés and his conquistadors came to Mexico to conquer the land to find gold, and also to convert the population to Christianity. So not only were they missionaries, but they also were conquistadors trying to find gold. They got there, and when they got there, they encountered natives, or the Aztecs, who were Indians, practicing a ritual that seemed to mock death. Unlike the Spaniards, who were Christian and Catholics, who viewed death as the end of life when you would go to heaven if you were a Christian, the natives viewed it as the continuation of life. Instead of fearing death, these Aztecs embraced it, which was very weird to the conquistadors and to Hernán Cortés, their leader. To the Aztecs, life was simply a dream, and only in death did they become truly awake. So hard to imagine, especially for these conquistadors, these Spaniards who have just come to a new land in Mexico and encountered these Indians, these natives. The Spaniards considered this ritual, this Day of the Dead, to be kind of sacrilegious and pagan and barbaric. So they tried to kill it. They tried to get rid of it. And Hernán Cortés, the leader, tried to get rid of the holiday, and they tried to convert these Aztecs to Christianity, specifically to Catholicism. And here's a little picture of a painting or drawing done of some Spaniards right here trying to convert the Aztecs to Christianity. And that was one of their goals. They set up these outposts called missions. And these missions were where missionaries would teach the Aztecs English so that they could learn more about the Bible. However, in an attempt to try to convert them and kill the ritual, it actually strengthened this Day of the Dead. And the ritual refused to die. And the holiday lived on. The Spaniards even embraced the holiday. It continued to live on. Today, it is celebrated every single year by people in Mexico and Central America and even in the United States on November 1st, All Saints Day, and November 2nd, All Souls Day. And during these days, people visit cemeteries where their loved ones are buried. They're going to decorate grave sites with flowers and candles. They bring toys for dead children. They sit on picnic tables in the grave sites, eat the favorite foods of the loved ones. And in the United States, in the larger Mexican cities, they're going to have some more traditions. They're going to build big altars. And on them, they're going to place food, flowers, paintings, even carvings and clay sculptures and skulls. Not real skulls, fake skulls, guys. No one likes real skulls out in the open there. On these altars to commemorate and celebrate the dead, the deceased. They light candles next to the altars. Another thing that they'll do is they'll make these things called calacas. These are skulls and clay statues. And on Friday in class, you are going to make one of these calacas. It won't be life-size, but it'll be a few inches big. And when the people make these calacas, sometimes they make them into masks that they can wear. Other times they build them into human representations of the person who has been deceased. The wooden skulls are placed on the altars that are dedicated to the dead. And these skulls, they put the name of the dead person on the forehead. And sometimes they wear them, and other times they simply use them as statues to commemorate the dead. And these are a 2-day, essentially a big party in Mexico. So let's watch a quick YouTube video on Day of the Dead.
One of Mexico's most intriguing celebrations is the Dia de Muertos, or Day of the Dead, when Mexicans revive a tradition as ancient as it is curious. Each year, they believe, the deceased are allowed to visit their loved ones who are still in this life. The festivities begin with a parade for the children. Their costumes include the Bride of Death and all her friends. Each household creates an altar with an offering for their dead relatives and friends. The altars always include flowers and the most delicious foods. Chocolate, the special pan de muerto, or bread of the dead, mangoes, papayas, and even beer and mezcal are there to tantalize. The glowing votive candles and tasty chocolate figurines, sugar skulls, and the characteristic aroma of burning copal incense all contribute to the special feeling that profoundly affects everyone present, and allegedly those absent as well. Day of the Dead celebrations are sure to include music, dancing in the street, and theatrical performances. At night, the festivities culminate when the Zócalo is illuminated by uniquely Mexican fireworks display. Giant pinwheels, flaming towers, and waterfalls of fire light the night and send thrills through the crowd. The Dia de Muertos isn't a somber occasion, because the Mexican has a firm belief in the immortality of the soul. This holiday welcomes death as an inevitable and almost humorous part of life. In fact, the Mexican mocks death, calling him Old Bony or the Dandy. On the final day, families pour into the cemeteries, arms filled with flowers, decorations, and offerings. They spend the day there visiting with their deceased relatives who have returned to join in the festivities.
See everybody tomorrow. Get ready to make some clay statues.